Everybody's got the sniffles.
I know. We're all sick. Only because it was, what, 72 yesterday and 50 today. No big deal. 22-degree temperature change.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully,
Get it working?
I think so. Crystal, would you please verify for me?
We're good to go.
Okay.
You want your notebook?
Huh?
You want your notebook?
Sure, we're good. So thank you for being with us here. Hopefully we've got some things that we're going to talk about. They're going to help you put money in your pocket, help you grow your business, help you take care of your clients. Just the things that we wake up and we're thinking about. I tell everybody there's two things on our mind, or at least my mind when I get up in the morning, is number one, what new products can we bring to market? And we have so many exciting new products for 2019, do we?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
Sometimes coming to the office and looking at the number of products that are in the queue are just overwhelming. And so we very much welcome your feedback. I would say almost all the products that we come up with ultimately are coming from folks like you, so we welcome your suggestions. And it's always a great honor for me to watch another YouTube broadcast, which I do, and see many of our products featured on there. Just always good. As far as things coming up real quick, we have the next show will be the ISS and Prince Sportswear Show in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. And when is that, Miss Sprite?
January 18th through the 20th.
Okay.
Yep.
And we will also, at the same time, be at an interesting show. I think that's in Phoenix. The Long Beach show is in Long Beach, California, but we'll be at a show called something like Creativation, excuse me. And that's in Phoenix.
Yep. January 19th through the 21st.
And it's like creativation.org or something, I think is their website. We will be in the booth with the fine folks from, how do they pronounce it? Esprit.
Yeah.
These are the sublimation marker folks that the markers, I think, are Artistry.
Yeah,
Name of the company is called Esprit. And so if you go to creativation.org, you can see that show. I'm not sure how easy or how hard it is to get into that show, but as I understand it, it's an amazing craft kind of show. So we will be sublimating in the booth with markers and our heat press to, what are we going to sublimate to?
Acrylic and glass, and I think maybe some sandstone coasters.
Okay.
And so we'll have some good stuff
really
in there.
Cool, really cool. So very exciting. Donation gift for this this next period until we exhaust the supplies. I found these amazing folks. You want to show it to them in front of there? It's these are glass, like reading glass, sunglasses, holder, sublimating on both sides. A fairly easy product to sublimate to. I think generally we recommend they put some like padding inside or something to keep it where you can press into it, right?
I don't
you remember?
know. So we're going to try to do one today.
Okay, we are? Okay,
yeah, we are.
Gotcha.
So
I think
one.
the last time I did these, which has been a while, I put something in here just to keep it nice where I could press it.
We'll see.
It fluffed it out.
Because if you do, then I'm going to mess it up today.
But it's a neoprene product, so what I want to do is, the rules are pretty simple, is think about how you can give back to your community. It could be a silent auction kind of gift. It could be just lots of things, animal rescue, dog rescue places. But I'll give you 5 of them. I think that's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good
5?
Deal. Yeah.
So you get 5. Just simply request of your sales rep, either through a comment on your online order or by email or by letting them know. Give you 5 of these while supplies last. And these actually were given to me for some reason, but there's nothing wrong with them at all. Remember, this being a neoprene product, What do we know about neoprene products?
It has a little bit of an odor, just a little bit.
And it's not the kind of odor that you want to put in a bottle and give for perfume, right?
I don't think so, unless you're into that, you know.
Yeah. By the way, we just went through our Dirty Santa, and I had, every gift I had was taken away from me.
Yes, it was.
And finally, I ran and got this candle, and it looks nice, so either my daughter or wife will love this. And I think they came after it even as we walked in the room. So.
They did. David quit. He will.
Yep. What else we got going on before we get to?
So we have a few things going on. Right now, guys, we have our 12 days of Christmas sale going on until Christmas Eve, the 24th. That's one new discounted product every day. We have savings up to 35%. It's a huge deal. Also, and I don't think we've talked about this yet, we have phone cases starting at $1. So really great time for you to get into the phone cases. If you're already into them, maybe get some more, stock up. We have a webinar coming up January the 3rd at 2 p.m. Central Time, and that is the best guy ever, Doug. He's going to be doing Will Digital Transfer Systems Make DTGs Obsolete? So always so informative with Doug. So check that out, January 3rd, 2 p.m.
And I would say that's a webinar that we obviously will record and you can play back, because everybody always asks us, where are we with transfer papers? What can they do? What can they not do? And now that we have the fancy Oki white printers, you can do so much with marrying the Forever Low Temp with an Oki white toner printer. Amazing things you can do. So, again, not my area of expertise, and thank God we have Doug with us.
Yeah.
By the way, Doug will be attending the ISS Long Beach show, so the folks in that area, please check Doug out. He tends to draw a crowd.
He's pretty popular
he is
guy.
a popular kind of guy. So check out that just to see. But again, I'll say it again, my favorite product is the FlexSoft. And if you haven't checked out the FlexSoft, that has got to be the product of the year, certainly in the transfer side, because it's basically digital vinyl in a bunch of colors. And there's a sample pack you can get. All you need is an inexpensive monochrome laser printer that will run transparency film, and it will get the job done. So check that out. Check out Doug's videos, but darn amazing. It's called FlexSoft.
Yeah, we've done it on the show a couple of times. Just really cool. All you need is, like David said, just a black printer. Nice, kind of a higher end printer. We talk about not using like HPs and little desk jets and things like that, but just a really cool thing to do. What else are we doing? We have a couple of gallery contests going on right now.
Love the tapered water bottles.
I know you do. And we were looking for Christmas gifts, and the style like that, I saw them for $40 in the store, so really nice. So yeah, we have some gallery contests going on. We have our monthly gallery contest, which is your best use of aluminum, so please get in there. Upload your artwork, your chance to win $200, $100, or $50 in Conde credit. We have our weekly winner, which I'll announce later on in the show. As things get busy, you need some help with some large orders, some large format stuff, give us a call. We'd love to help. Yeah, that's hot. Submit a blog at conde.com. Tell us what you're doing. If we publish your blog, we'll give you some Conde credit. So yeah, let's press something. Let's press your giveaway. Let's try it. So this is item number MP006. This is the glass case. And I have one here. And I have a cute design. So
let me get this straight. You're going to do this on live TV, and you haven't done one before?
Well, I have done one before.
Okay.
But if I'm going to mess it up, why not mess it up big, right?
There you go.
All right. So we're going to pre-press it first. I have my press set for 400 degrees. 60 seconds. So I'm going to lint roll it, pre-press it. Now you got me nervous, David. Let's see how this works. All right.
Yeah, I think the last time I did, I think I stuffed something in there. I wonder, did you check our instructions?
I did. I do that. All right. Let's see. Medium pressure. Let's see what I got. No. Okay. Let it pre-press for a minute. Not a minute.
For new
10
folks
seconds.
out there that are curious about our instructions, when you go to the product page for an item, underneath there will be a tab for the instructions, and we've put in a very excellent effort to simplify the instructions so that they're easy to understand, and often pre-pressing is called for in the instructions. And basically, you'll sort of know ultimately if you need to pre-press based on the amount of moisture that comes out of a product, and also if a product has a bunch of layers to it, then often pre-pressing is extremely important.
Yes. All right. So let's see how this works. So I'm hanging the little tab off the end. And I use some Pro Spray, and we're going to press it for 1 minute. Tighten my pressure up a little bit. Let's see how this works. All right. So I think I'm on comment restriction, so I can't read the comments anymore.
For some reason, I wonder why. Crystal, we getting any? Okay. Anything you want to share? Okay, got you.
But I know the last show I was reading the comments when I should have been talking, and I was getting distracted. So I'm like a dog, squirrel. So, all right, we got about 30 seconds left. I hope this works. You have me nervous now. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
Well, if it doesn't, then
we'll know.
We'll know we need to tune the instructions.
Yep. So.
So please, we're monitoring questions at least on Facebook, I know, and so YouTube folks, we will get to your questions as quickly as we can, probably afterwards, but we're glad you're with us.
I want to talk about your sweater for a moment.
Okay.
Isn't that nice? That is the most fantastic sweater.
Well, thank you.
I do love it. Both you and your son had amazing sweaters on today. Okay. All right.
Good. Very good.
Uh-huh.
I do have a comment from Neil. He says that he needs help with printing on black t-shirts with sublimation.
So Neil's question is, how do I decorate a black shirt with sublimation? And the answer is, I don't know. And the reason is sublimation is a dyeing process that dyes a shirt from white to black. So we need to sublimate into a shirt that's white or light colored. So the decorating strategies for a shirt that is black, often it's a cotton shirt, would be the domain of the Oki white printers along with the Forever low temp paper. Those would be, that is the right way to decorate a black shirt. I don't think, or at least I don't know of a way that it would be mainstream. The closest thing is there's a couple of products that are basically like flock materials that you would sublimate onto, and then you could cut them out and then stick it on the shirt. But ultimately, there is not a direct way to do it that I am aware of. Is that Neil Bickerman, I wonder? Neil, if you're out there, hello.
Hi, Neil. Congratulations on all your product reviews from last week. That was great.
Awesome.
Neil Lowe's.
Nope.
Neil Lowe's, okay.
We also have a comment from Donna. Is Conde ever going to offer light switch plate?
From time to time, and we are making progress with bringing that back. We coded ourselves, and I apologize. We ran into all sorts of production material problems with the light switch plates. We sourced the raw ones from here in the United States. So, but I think it's very favorable that product will be back on the market next year. So hopefully sooner than later. And Crystal, if you'll take a note, I will follow up and see where we are. But I did get a favorable report from our coating folks.
All right.
So we mentioned questions, and they start flowing in.
Awesome.
Wendy wants to know what is the mug press you're using?
So these are presses that are made by the George Knight Company, and there are two versions of what we call the DK3. This is the DK3. This looks like the DK3T. Mm-hmm. The T is for tapered mugs. And you know, a lot of folks out there, we all have our budgets. They will, of course, you know, look on eBay or something for, or some of our good competitors are selling inexpensive mug presses, and these mug presses that are inexpensive are often, all of them are going to be a Chinese press. And I would say that I know people that have had good luck with a Chinese press, but most of the time they do not have good luck. And so it's a hit and miss kind of thing. And ultimately, these would be what you would refer to as a professional grade mug press. They're intended essentially to last forever with the replacement of the heating element, which is user replaceable. They are intended for heavy duty, you know, 24-hour-a-day use. The elements have a very long life. The presses are built like a tank. And so, you know, you get what you pay for is sort of the scenario.
Okay, we have another question from YouTube. When sublimating aluminum insert for the phone, should they do one at a time or can they do multiple?
So the question is a general question about sublimating and how you can scale up your business so that basically you can take advantage of your plate and size on your press. And so absolutely you can sublimate until you fill up your platen. Now, I probably wouldn't go all the way to the edge,
Yeah.
because often you'll have a little bit of a drop off in temperature as you get to the very edge. But yes, you can fill up your platen, put as much stuff as you want on there. A couple of rules of thumb: everything that you put underneath there needs to sort of be the same thickness. You can't mix thickness of products. In other words, have something that's normal thickness, something that's thick. It's not going to work. Number two is that often you will need to increase your dwell time, how long you press for, simply because you know you're cooking more stuff at the same time. And so it's a matter of doing just a little bit of experimentation to determine what the correct time is for pressing that much stuff. But no big deal. The nicer the press you have, the easier it is. What we're going to do next, Miss Sprite?
Excuse me. Choke. Okay, so we talked about the mug press, and so let's do one. So we're going to use our DK3T. This is our tapered mug press, and we're going to use our handled latte mug. So this
Can we
is,
get you something to drink?
I got some.
Okay. You got your yoga water
My
here.
yoga water. It's my yoga water bottle, actually. So we have, this is our L mug 17SS, or 17-ounce latte mug. And we have this cute little design. We're going to put on, we're going to put it on, press it, look good. So, so this, this mug, you have 3 different settings on it. You have the clamp settings where you can make the whole thing bigger or smaller. You can make the back edge smaller or bigger, and then the top edge. So, you know, if you have a different taper, different mugs have different sizes, different tapers, so you can set it for that. So it's really good. Requires, or does not require a wrap, which is awesome, because, you know, different wraps, different mugs have different wraps, so you can just do all your tapered mugs in here. All right, so I'm going to line my image up, use my premium heat tape, which I found, and use a little bit of cover paper, and we're going to press this for 4 minutes, medium pressure. All right.
Now, for folks out there that have presses other than George Knight presses, you will need to do a little bit of philosophical searching, I guess would be a word. is because the times that you're going to use on your press could be radically different. And we can help you understand. So one of the things I like to do, just to go back up here, is in adjusting this press, it's nice to adjust it when it's cold, of course. And what you're going to do is you're going to get down at eye level with the element, and as you close, you're going to look at the top of the mug press. The top is where that part of the press flexes to push down against the mug. What we're looking for is completeness, where both the top of where the mug is to the bottom of where the mug is completely smooth with the mug, indicating we've got good contact. And so I take it you probably did that.
I did, yeah.
Before we press something. So it is very helpful to do that. For this press, again, the bottom is fixed. It doesn't move. It's the top that moves, and we want to adjust it with our 3 adjustments so that we're making good contact. And then you're going to have a great product. So anyway, going back to Chinese mug presses, essentially, if you have a Chinese press, you can call us and we can do our best to walk you through what we would say would be the correct settings. Ultimately, we really do want to make whatever you have just simply work so that you can, be successful and buy a product from us.
Joe asks, is there any difference between the butcher paper you use and craft paper?
So I really don't know what craft paper is, but I don't think there is a difference between that. It just needs to be cheap, plain paper. So you could go to the office supply place, you could go to Uline, you could go to Sam's Club, and it's just cheap, uncoated white paper. Now some people say, well, can I use brown paper? And I go, yes, I guess I like to use white paper. But pretty much, I think anything you're going to get your hands on is going to work.
Yeah. I mean, even copy paper,
Copy paper is good. So why do we use cover paper?
For the escaping gas. Well, so for the escaping ink, because the ink will, go through the paper and it'll go onto your heating element. And so that way, you want to protect your heating element every time, and you cover it with cover paper.
Yeah, so if you simply just put this mug in here without a cover sheet, it's going to work, but ultimately you're starting to get a small residual of gas that is creeping onto the green pad in here, and ultimately that gas is going to stain your products. So you do want to use cover paper. I talked to a client the other day that was not using cover paper, and what they were doing with their mugs was they were taping every single edge of the mug paper, all 4 edges, so that no gas in theory could escape. And it was working for them, and I said, keep going. But if you don't, that gas will some of the gas will seep out, it will stain things, and it will cause problems. Number 2 is the cover paper is very useful if you have, like me, you might have a senior moment and do something really wrong and things melt. And then with cover paper, it's cleanup on aisle 3 is very easy. You just take it out and drop it in and you're done.
Yep. I didn't tell you guys, we're going to have a special guest today. So
Indeed.
We are having a special guest. I'm excited
Indeed.
about that.
Indeed.
All right. So what I like to do before I rip my image off is to check my corners, and I can see that my 2 corners up here didn't really get enough, so I'm going to press it just for a couple more minutes.
So do you do that with your Christmas gifts there, Sprite? Do you?
What's that?
You sort of peek and look and see
Oh, yeah.
it's time to open?
Well, I did when we played Dirty Santa.
This sweater is hot.
My sweater is hot. We are not acclimated to very, very cold weather here, and I have been warm all day in this sweater. So I don't know if you guys can see this.
So just to go back to the tip that Sprite shared, I think it's very important, is we all are excited to open our gifts quickly, and with Sublimation, you're excited as soon as the timer goes off to tear the press open, almost brutally get it open,
Yeah.
rip things off, and especially for products that you're doing not on a regular basis, you really need to peek and see how things are going to make sure that it's ready to go. Again, some of the rules there, repeating of course, but is black is the last color to sublimate. So when you're doing a new product, it's very helpful if you make your first product basically an all black panel. And that serves so many purposes because it allows you to see, for instance here, how close we can get to the handle. Progress?
Yeah, I think I need to go a little longer.
Yeah.
I need to push it in there a little bit more. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. On the DK32, as you push it in further, you're actually making very different kind of contact, where if you push it in too far, you won't be able to close it very easily. So it's really a matter of, you know, getting adjusted. But anyway, black is the last color to sublimate because it's the most complex dye. And so what you're looking at is to see, are you getting full coverage? Are you getting close to your handle? And also you're looking to see if you're overheating it, because on a mug press, generally speaking, the very back of the press, middle back is where the most heat is. And if you push beyond where you need to be press-wise, that portion will start turning brown. And so what you're after is you're after a balance of getting as close as you can to the handle, cooking long enough so you're doing that, and then at the same time not causing the black that's, say, on that other side center to turn brown.
Oh, I know what I did. Okay, I know what I did. That's all right. I'm getting impatient, so I went ahead and pulled it out. So it was the top of the mug, and that's all right. I should have brought it down a little bit more, but it's still cute. Look at my rabbit.
It is. It is.
Cute. Let me show you guys what I did. Yay. There you go. There's Facebook. So you can see the top is a little, just didn't sublimate all the way, but the rest of it did. So I really should have brought the image down a little bit. It's really cute though. Really cute. So, and this is our theme today. We're doing a winter wonderland. So all of our nice little, all of our things are winter themed and also winter artwork.
What I would say is in doing the tapered stuff, obviously you want to get where you're doing it on a regular basis, and that way you're gonna nail it. But again, when you do make a mistake or when you think you can do better, that's when you take a product like this and you make it part of your wall of shame, so that you can refer to it and learn from whatever happened. And so again, doing that first one as a solid black is very helpful on these.
We have a question. One, how is the weather? But more importantly, when will we open after Christmas?
So I think it's maybe what, 55 or 60 degrees here, so slightly cool for us, which is sort of weird for other people, but a little bit cool.
A little cool, yeah.
And so we are closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, reopening Thursday. I gave everybody an extra day off this year because I think some people drove them a little bit too hard, and you know, with your help, we had a great month, and I hope you did as well. So we'll be closed Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, reopening Thursday. And then, so we'll be open Thursday and Friday, and then open on Monday, and then Tuesday, I believe, is the new year. One comment about the new year, or what's left of this year, is if you're operating a business, and I hope everyone is, then purchasing some equipment before the end of the year may be of a benefit for you with our good friends at the IRS, you know. So please check into that. I think we're going to send out a sort of a reminder email to everyone, reminding them that things purchased could be, equipment could be quite beneficial in reducing your tax burden. And I hope everybody out there indeed does have a tax burden.
Yeah.
And so, anyway.
All right. Moving right along. Moving right along. Okay, so what's next? All right. So keeping with our winter theme, we are going to do a long sleeve shirt. This is item number 6252. This is our Vapor long sleeve women's t-shirt in Arctic blue. And I wanted to do the different colors to show you guys how they look when they sublimate. So I have another cute, I know. So I'm going to deckle the edge. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So deckling the edge, I'm just going to take and rip the paper. And this is going to stop any hard lines from appearing in our t-shirt.
We have a quick question.
Yeah.
Can you give some information or some advice about mug press pressure for those who are just starting out?
Yeah, question is regarding mug press pressure. So one of the tips that I mentioned earlier is to get down at the level of the press. And so if we were to turn this sideways and we were to put a mug in here, do we have a mug we just put in? Not a one we're going to press yet.
Here's a coin bank.
Well, it's already up to temperature. So we can go ahead and put them in if you want.
Well, I was going to
wait.
wait.
So if we were to put it in, and as we brought the handle down, you're going to see the flexing of the top portion of the press right here. And if you're looking at it from this angle, well, that warped that. If you look at it from this angle, you'll absolutely be able to tell if this portion has conformed enough to where you don't see light from the other side. In other words, it's really clear that you're making even contact. So the pressure is intended so that every part of the element, so to speak, conforms to the mug.
Excuse me.
Bless you. And so, and then probably go just a little bit more pressure. So when we put this in, we'll go over that. But to answer your question is, if you don't want to look at the mug press and that, what should it feel like? It should feel like what I would call some snug pressure. In other words, you're pulling down the handle, it definitely meets resistance, you struggle a little bit to close it, and that would be the kind of pressure in general that you would want. But again, my black test will nail your pressure. Now, one of the tips that I've done over the years has been my quick tip, is if you have a great press like this, a DK3, I don't know how many people out there remember the whiteout stuff. Do y'all remember whiteout?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We still use it.
So if you take whiteout and you just take a dab of it and put it on that top ring here. This is right here is where you adjust the pressure right here. And you might want to zoom in, I think the controller. But at any rate, that is where you would adjust the pressure. And if you put a little whiteout about the screw ring, that will show you instantly where you need to turn it to get to your pressure setting for this. And I've got a video out there, and so typically on my mug press, I've got 2 places for white. One would be 11 ounce, one would be 15 ounce.
A couple more questions.
Yes, ma'am.
The shirt that you were about to sublimate, is that a cotton shirt?
No. This one is, I'm going to sneeze again. I apologize if my face looks crazy. That weather, man, it's getting you. No, this is more of a shiny. This is the Vapor. So
yeah, it would be more of a performance kind of fabric shirt. Very sleek, very nice. The line of these shirts the colors are beautiful. What color is this?
This is Arctic Blue.
And then the sea green is the one I really like. I wonder if we got any of those.
I don't. I have a gray and white. We're going to do the hoodie, and now the hoodie does feel like cotton. It looks like cotton.
That
it
you
feels
would
like
never
cotton.
even know
No.
that was polyester. But the these they're long sleeve. They're beautiful. My wife has one. They wear well. They provide sun protection. They provide the moisture wicking that actually helps whether in the cold weather or actually in warm weather, both.
Yeah.
So great shirt. They fit well.
They do.
My wife loves her shirt.
Another question. What is the shelf life of the sublimation prints before pressing on the product?
So the question is, I've printed my sublimation prints. For whatever reason, I'm not going to press them. And that is a perplexing question that I've tried to deal with for many years. My best advice is probably press within a week. Some people will say within a few days. If for whatever reason you're unable to press, I would probably put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in a drawer where they're dark. I've gone back to prints that I've done long ways back and pressed, and what happens ultimately is the paper absorbs moisture. Moisture is our enemy. So if I had a print that I really forgot to press and whatever, I'd probably put underneath the press without closing it for 5 seconds or so, make sure it's really dry, and then try it again. But actually I've had pretty good luck over these many years with pressing stuff that I've printed, but I would say officially my rule would be within a week.
Final question for now. What was the result for the glasses case? Did we press one of those? Or did we
Yeah.
go-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It turned out reasonably well, so good job, Sprite.
Thanks. Thanks, David. So, Mom, if you're watching, I did a glass case for Kylie. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and I know my mom's watching, but Kylie, if you're watching, Merry Christmas.
We also have a question
That's good.
about 3D heat press machine / vacuum, which can sublimate multiple products. Is it recommended?
So the question is in reference to vacuum heat presses. And so the quick version of the story is that there are real 3D vacuum presses that are very expensive, many thousands of dollars. And then there are the cheap Chinese presses that are hundreds of dollars. My opinion is don't buy them. Ultimately, they're hard to use, they work poorly, and the people who can make them work successfully are very talented people, of which I don't have that talent. And so ultimately what most people do that buy them, they use them with mug wraps and mugs and not in what I would call the 3D mode. I have not had success with them, and I don't push them. And in fact, if you think about how much effort you have to put into it, I think you can make a lot more money by just pressing stuff in your flat press. Again, we sell a commercial 3D press made by the great folks at Technotape, and that's for doing, you know, the curved cases and all that. But I tell people, focus on what you can accomplish with your flat press, and I think you would make more money.
Martha asks, just for grins, would you explain the difference between Unison Metal and Chromolux? I watched the video from Fullerton Photographics.
Okay.
She used it.
So the question is, and we're going to have to press stuff or we're going to run out
All
of
right.
time here,
He's pushing
but
me.
why don't you press stuff while I answer questions,
Okay.
and we got it.
I got it.
So the question is a fantastic question, Martha.
It is a good question.
Is it Martha Sayer? Is that who's
it
asking?
Martha Taylor.
Hey,
Martha Taylor. Okay, Martha. Okay, glad you're with us, Martha. So there is a company called Universal Woods, and they're in Louisville, Kentucky, and they're just fantastic folks. And they make what we refer to as the Unisub and Chromolux products. And it's two brands. One brand is Unisub, one brand is Chromolux. they're very similar, and at first glance they look the same. The Unisub products, the coating on those is thinner. Typically on a Unisub piece of metal, it's 0.30 inches. And on a piece of Chromolux, the thickness of the product is 0.45 inches. And so with that extra thick coating, it looks simply better. It looks better. And depending on your application, it may be worth the extra money to pay for the product to get the Chromolux coating. It just depends on your application. For the typical kinds of uses of metal, which is basically either artwork reproduction, photographic reproduction, the differences are worth it. So there are two finishes, so to speak. There is a clear finish, which is silver. There is a white finish, and then they're available in glossy and matte. On the clear finish, if you look at a photograph or artwork or whatever, it almost has to me, it has a distinctive 3D look, and the reason is the light comes in and hits the metal. Some of the light hits the sublimation and then bounces back to the eye, and some of the light hits the back of the metal and bounces, and your eye sees that differential. Now, when you sublimate, what you're doing is you're driving that gas into the coating. Hence, the name for sublimation is really dye diffusion. And you're diffusing those dyes into the coating and have it turn out. Ooh, nice.
Isn't that cute?
Very nice.
Thank you.
And they're double-sided, you know. So on the clear metal, the results are very impressive. The white, same effect, but the effect is more normal, if you will. So the other things that are so good about Unisub Chromolux is that they're scratch resistant, major scratch resistant, chemically resistant, graffiti resistant, and they look, the coating allows the ink to be so sharp. You get just razor sharp graphics. And so over these many years, the great folks at Universal Woods have refined their processes, refined the technology now to where it's a galactic viral kind of situation where metal art, if you will, is just amazing. So what was it, Martha? I'm trying to think who was referencing. If you go to our videos or you search for Fullerton Photographic, which is there in Fullerton, California, near Anaheim, LA. Gabby Mullinex we'll call her the Queen of Metal. Just an absolutely amazing person in really bringing this value to her clients. Everything from stacked metal, which is just absolutely gorgeous, to the cuff bracelets. So I credit her with a lot of the innovation in our industry with metal. So relatively inexpensive product, done right, it's worth a ton of money. And so you certainly would not sort of use some kind of strange markup formula to do it. You would sell according to the value. So I love the stacked Chromolux, and we probably got pieces around here. Where's some of your pieces you've done?
I don't know.
They walk out. But Sprite did one. Is it with a little girl on there? Where you've got a background of, I think, is that the matte white? Yeah, and then the foreground piece, which is smaller, is like a glossy clear. Yeah. Is that right?
So, yeah, and I think it's, oh, well, here's, that piece is screwed in the wall. Yeah, we have, I've done a couple of different pieces, and I think we've done some on the Facebook broadcast where you'll have do the backing in like a clear with like just kind of a metal look, and then do 2 stacks of either the gloss or the matte.
But the innovation that is achievable is amazing. I think a lot of people have done metal should be doing stack metal, because for just a tiny bit more of cost in the product, it's like 1 + 1 = 3. You really get so much more, and plus, let's face it, everybody is looking for value and uniqueness in the gifts that they make, or the products they make, whether it's a product for recognition, a retirement kind of plaque, or donor recognition, or something dealing with church or whatever. I did a whole wall of stacked metal. Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole wall of stacked metal for every pastor in my church, dating back to 100 years. And it was background piece with just a nice background, but indistinct. And then the foreground piece was the pastor, along with separating with a block, so that it was a raised metal. And probably, I don't know, something like 60 or so different plaques. And we scanned them, got what we could, and as far back as we could, but 100 years. Wow, nice.
Isn't that cute? Okay, let me show you guys what I did. All right, so and while David was talking, I did the hoodie. So this is our vapor hoodie, and this is item number 4579. So I did this one for 380 degrees. I actually did it for 50 seconds, but you're supposed to do it for 30 seconds. So at the top and the bottom, really cute. I love this owl.
Very nice.
And I did both pieces at the same time. So, you also, if you wanted to, you could customize the hood, you could do the sleeves, you could do the back. I love these, they're very versatile. And then also, I did this cute little bear. So, yay.
Does anyone know if Jessica is in today, the rep?
Jessica is here.
I have seen Jessica today, so I believe she is here. Are we ready to call in our guest? Well, we got one more thing to do?
Well, I was going to save that for when he's in here, because
well,
it's got his name on it.
Crystal, you want to go recruit our special guest?
So, and while we're waiting for him, I'll go ahead and do this mug. So, once again, another cute little design on a 11-ounce mug. And we're going to do a full wrap on this one, so all the way top to bottom. Okay. Are you going to share your microphone?
I am.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
All right.
So one of the questions I'm constantly asked, I've been asked a couple of times today, is the generic version of the question, are all mugs created the same? And I think the answer is sort of yes, sort of no. After all these years, there's a lot of people who are making mugs out there, and I think in general they do a pretty good job of making mugs. Because we sell so many mugs, we're able to demand top grade. And so the things that make, I hope you looked at that pressure as she was closing it, you get a feel for what pressure, and if we could look from the edge, we could see how good a job we're doing conforming to the mug. But typically, we're very hard on our coders and the people who make our mugs to deliver to us a mug that is very mechanically consistent, very straight, with just consistent features. And it's for obvious reasons. If it's not consistent, then you're going to have trouble decorating it. And then number two is we often specify the coating or test the coatings to ensure that they're optically clear, that they do a good job, they sublimate beautifully, and that the coatings are applied in such a way as there's not artifacts or bubbles or discoloration, that kind of things in the coating. And then last, that the coating is incredibly hard so that in the dishwasher, they're going to hold up. The dishwasher is incredibly abrasive, it's hot and all that. And so it's just a lot of criteria that we go through with our suppliers. We have several suppliers that have been our partners now for 20 plus years and produce great products. Our top of the line mugs, which are the Mug 11, Mug 15, those are actually produced with our partner in Thailand. And in Thailand, there's some advantages because Thailand is not affected by the trade wars. So that's a very comfort for me that we don't have to figure out and use our crystal ball to figure out how things are going to work out there. So Thailand is a friend of the United States, favored status, no tariffs or duties, so very stable from a cost point of view. And the company in Thailand, which has been our good friends forever, they actually make the mugs and they coat them. They do it all at the same location. So to my knowledge, that is a unique situation in the world of sublimation mugs. There just isn't another supplier yet. I've heard about people doing it in China, and there may be one next year of where they're producing the mugs and coating it. And think about it, it certainly lowers cost and it increases quality for the product.
Real quick, before I bring my super special secret guest on, I want to give some stuff away. I want to give Rebecca Eady $25. You left me quite a few product reviews this week. Thank you. So I'll be sending you an email. You'll have $25 in Conde credit. Guys, y'all had like 13 reviews out there this week. I want to thank you so much. Go right now, leave me a product review. I'll give you 25 bucks. Congratulations, Rebecca at Falcon Designs. $25 credit, Conde credit.
Thank you.
Also, don't forget, gallery contest, our monthly gallery contest. We're doing your best use of aluminum, $200, $100, or $50. We have our weekly contest. This week is JM Fiestas, and they did a cute calendar mug, which is very awesome. So congratulations. Yeah, you get $25 in Conde credit. You should have already received your email. Speaking of calendars, on your next order of $50 or more until the 28th of December, I'll send you a calendar graphic.
So I talked to Sprite just this morning, and I talked about her that a lot of people have been calling and asking about calendars. And if you're a Corel user, you have the calendar macro. Mm-hmm. Do we have a video or anything on how to use it, or is it?
I can do a video.
I've used it. Not recently, but certainly use it. It's in Corel, pretty much all versions going back a long time. And so, you know, are calendars obsolete? Well, not with my wife. She loves her calendar, and you could dress it up with, you know, calendar plus a photograph of the family. A lot of folks will do a you know, family portrait. So I think get involved. I think that'll work.
Woohoo! Super cute. All right, look at that.
Wow, that looks good.
Look at this. Be joyful, right?
It does.
Let me show you.
And when you're doing mugs, used to be in many years ago, we would suggest that you dunk it in lukewarm water.
Super cute.
We recommend now you just put it over a fan and let a fan cool it fast. You must cool the mug with a fan. If you don't cool it, the ink that is in the coating is still very active because a mug, after all, is designed to keep things hot, and it will rise and you'll get this strangest blur that is going up. So you want to run it over a fan. Some people will put it over a big piece of steel or iron and still do the fan, but you need to cool it because if you don't, that ink is going to move around and heat rises.
All right.
So
guys,
I think that's pretty much all I had. And Sprite, I'm going to hand the microphone over and thank everyone for this year and our joint success.
Yeah. We'll see you January the 4th, me and
Yes.
David. All right, guys. I have Forrest here. Forrest Henderson. Here he is.
Forrest, come on board.
Don't be
Here you
nervous.
go.
Okay.
I'm sure Forrest is darn nervous, but I'm sure many
Hello,
of
Facebook.
you know
Oh,
Forrest.
And YouTube and Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram. But
Yeah.
Don't let that bother you a bit.
No big deal.
Okay.
No big deal.
No big deal.
You
All
know,
right.
Forrest does a great job for our clients. So Forrest, and I'll say it, run, Forrest, run.
Never thought about that with you. Never. All right, guys. So, as we've been doing every week, we're going to give you a chance to win all the stuff that I've sublimated today. So we have our 2 mugs, and then we have the hooded sweatshirt, the women's sweatshirt, and which we haven't done yet because my special guest is on, we have the men's vapor shirt. So this is 344M. So guys, tell me how much do you think it weighs? And the closest to go without going over will win it. Please give me pounds this week. I don't know. Did you see the disaster that was last week?
No, I didn't. I missed that one.
So everybody was like, "Yeah, we can do ounces. We can do ounces." And then I didn't know how many ounces it was, and I don't do math very well. So, how are you doing, Forrest?
Doing very good, thank you. How about you?
Awesome. I'm always well. I'm always well. So yeah. So guys, Forrest Henderson, if he is your rep, let us know. Give us a shout out. We love Forrest here. He's all right. He's all right. He's pretty good.
Okay.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Crystal, do you have some questions? Oh, and, well, first off, let me show you. I'm making you a shirt.
Very nice.
This is, I have Forrest's name on there with a little fox. So, let me do, oh, and it's a fox for Crystal Fox. Look at that. Oh, I'm just killing it today. All right, guys, so just like we did the other shirts, we're just going to put it on the heat press and press it. I didn't get to talk about this because David was talking, but we're going to do a piece of cover paper on the bottom, and then our t-shirt, I'm going to give it about a 10-second pre-press, pro spray it, and then press it for about 50 seconds. So.
And of course, deckle the edge, but also you could use the paper foam.
David is back there giving me instructions, even without a mic. He likes to let us know what's going on. Yeah, and so the edge is already deckled. You guys saw me do that on the first one, so I just ripped it up. And that's going to stop it from doing those hard lines in it. Lines. All right.
All right, so what do you love about sublimation, Forrest?
What do I love about sublimation? There's so much to love. My favorite part is just, you know, the number of items that we can decorate, the items that, you know, you can add so much value to an item. A mug is just a mug, but a mug with a picture of your pet or your grandchild, you know, is priceless. And you can take, you know, we offer thousands of different products that you can take and add this value to. And it's really mind-blowing. You know, I remember the first time I saw it, I think the first thing I saw done was an aluminum panel. And, you know, you see this, the image on the computer, you see it come out on the transfer sheet, and, you know, it not looking so good. But once the heat hits it and the sublimation ink activates, it's absolutely breathtaking. So.
I remember at my other job, we did one of those FRP keychains, which is the plastic keychains, and we had it cut in half, and you could see how deep the sublimation ink went, and it was just, it is mind-blowing. It really is. When you first get in, like, we kind of take, we're like, oh yeah, it's just sublimation, that's what we do. But like, when you first got into it, it was like the coolest thing ever. It's still
the reaction
cool.
You get off of it. I mean, I'm, you know, involved. My 2 sons, I pretty much coach everything they do, so soccer, basketball, football, baseball, all that. So with my job and something really cool and the kids love it, I always try to make something for the kids that I coach. And you know, I've done arm sleeves, and I've done shirts with team pictures and everybody's name on it. I've done bag tags, you know, I've done rally towels, and just to see the look on their face when they see it, and you know, either there's a picture on it or their name or their number. It's something completely unique. It's a one-of-a-kind item. And, you know, they're the only one that has it, and I like to be able to bring that to them.
Speaking of a one-of-a-kind item.
That is cool.
Yay!
Well, thank
there you go. You don't have to put it on right now. So, yeah, guys, our 3 shirts, our 2 mugs. Let me know how much you think it weighs. Pretty cool, pretty cool. You got another question for Forrest, Crystal?
I have a question. How many
Lord.
years, Forrest, have you been here at Condé?
Yeah.
About 9.5. In June 15th, it'll be 10.
Wow.
And having a person that you can speak to that can help you what are some ways that a good Conde rep helps our clients?
Well, you know, there's no one simple thing. To be a good rep, and what I feel like you have to do a lot of different things. You have to be very supportive. You know, it's not just a person, you know, on the other end of the phone. It's not just a voice. These are people, many of which I've worked with for years. I know about their kids. They know about my kids. I know about what they're going through, and they know about what I'm going through. So, you know, we all get caught up in things. You know, you always want to make sure your customer is getting the best deal, that you make them aware of any specials or anything like that that they can take advantage of. A lot of it's just looking at what they ordered and making sure we have the right paper, or we have the right pads, or whatever else they may need to produce, you know, their items. I always try to look at an order, and granted, I'm not perfect. Some stuff gets by me for certain, but I definitely, you know, want to make sure, you know, is this what the customer needs? Is this going to make them money? It's got to, you know, we're not selling big ticket items here, so obviously for any of us to do well, it's got to be a long-term, mutually beneficial relationship. So I selfishly want my customers to do very well, and you know, I work hard for it.
Yeah, well, we always say the better you guys do, the better we do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, all right. Did your laptop die?
It did.
Of course it did.
Instagram needs some attention, so.
All right. So Forrest, you've been here 9.5 years.
9.5 years.
Amazing.
Yes.
Are you from Mobile?
My family grew up Mobile.
Okay.
I always say I'm from Mobile because my grandparents lived here. You know, I've always come back here to visit, you know, Christmases and Thanksgiving and over the summer, stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Crystal, do you have another question for Forrest?
I catch my breath.
She just ran all the way up the stairs and all the way back down to get her.
I am not in that good of shape.
Oh.
All right, let me check out Instagram here.
All right.
Real quick. Oh, Crystal, fine.
We all love Forrest. We do. Amazing. You're a good guy.
Yeah, so Forrest,
That's not what she says off camera, by the way. Just
I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to like show them that I'm really a good person in real
Sprite
life.
is awesome. She's actually even more wonderful off the camera. So
I don't know about that. I even play a good person in real life. Yeah.
I do have a final question for Forrest.
Yeah.
What are your favorite products particularly?
Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite products?
wow, my favorite products.
Or maybe more importantly, what do your customers seem to
Well,
like
you know,
about your-
it's funny the way that goes because there's a lot of products over the years that I've seen come, and I just thought, you know, that's weird. Who's going to buy that?
Yeah,
and then it
same.
ends up being a blockbuster product. For instance, car coasters. We all know car coasters are so popular
Yeah.
right now. And, you know, my mind, I guess just the way it works, and obviously it's not the same as everybody else because I'm in the minority here, but I just thought it was silly. But obviously it's been, you know, the Sandstone car coasters were one of our top selling products from last year.
Yeah.
My favorite products are probably, I don't know, there's so many and I like a lot of them, but definitely the acrylic, the glass, the aluminum, the definition, the clarity, the brightness, the colors. It's second to none. I mean, you can't see that on paper. You can't see that on a screen. It's mind blowing, and you know, especially with some of the bigger, the landscape photography. I love that. I love the apparel. You know, I was always about cotton until I started working at Condé, just because that's what I was told. And you know, you'd hear the rap about poly from the old times, 80s to 70s and before that. But these fabrics have come a long way. They're very comfortable. Our basic line of Vapor apparel feels just like a cotton garment. Our solar line is, you know, we have all these awesome colors. It's very comfortable, SPF protection, you know, all the popular fishing shirts. It's all that type of material. And so it's completely changed what I wear.
Yeah.
And not to mention being able to have your graphic as a part of the image instead of something hot or heavy or cumbersome that goes on the top, something that breaks down or deteriorates. You know, I love mugs. Mugs are great. You know, we use mugs at the house, mugs here, and, you know, having mugs with my favorite teams on them or my kids or pets or whatnot, you know. I don't think there's too many I don't like. You know, I love the personalization. I'm not big on the which is, you know, obviously very popular, the monograms and stuff like that. But
Most men aren't, though.
yeah,
you know?
just,
Most
you
men
know,
aren't.
but you know, it wouldn't stop me from selling it. You know, I don't let my
Exactly.
opinion of a product get in the way of making money, as David would say.
That's right.
All right, so first I have to clarify, Sprite.
Yes.
Did we say closest to? Or
Yes, closest
to,
clo-
but not
Closest to without going over.
without going over.
Without going over.
All right, that makes our winner Christy Watts Williams.
Christy
who
Watts
guessed-
Williams.
Yes.
How much did she guess?
2 pounds 8 ounces.
Really? She was the closest? 2 pounds 8 ounces?
She was.
Okay.
Karen Eastman was over,
Okay.
but also very close.
Okay. So yeah, all right. So what was her name again? Christy
Christy Watts Williams.
Christy Watts Williams. You got it. I'm going to send you all this stuff blank Monday. Whoa. Thursday. I'm not going to be here Monday. Thank you so much. It was 3.4 pounds or 54.4 ounces. I was ready this week if y'all came out with the ounces. So yeah, so I'm going to ship it to you next week. Guys, join us on the 4th for our next Facebook Live broadcast. We're going to take a week off, and then we'll be back after the new year. Forrest, thank you so much. You're
Well,
amazing.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy holidays,
you know, I sure
guys.
appreciate each and every one of you, and you know, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.